Welcome everybody to CARE Center for Internationally Educated Nurses 20th Anniversary Celebration. My name is Ruth Lee. I'm the Executive Director for CARE Center. I would like to start by honoring the land that we are on, which has been the site of human activity since time immemorial. It is the traditional territories of the Huron-Wendat, Anishinaabeg, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, and most recently the Mississaugas for the Credit River First Nations. Ontario is covered by 46 treaties and other agreements and is home to many Indigenous nations from across Turtle Island, including the Inuit and the Métis. These treaties and other agreements, including the One Dish with One Spoon, One Palm, Bell Covenant, agreement to peacefully share and care for the land and its resources. Other Indigenous nations, Europeans, and newcomers were invited into this covenant in a spirit of respect, peace, and friendship. We are all treaty people. Many of us have come here as settlers, immigrants, newcomers in generations or generations past. We also acknowledge those of us who came here involuntarily as part of the transatlantic slave trade and honor and pay tribute to the ancestors of African origin and descent. We are mindful of broken covenants and we are trying to make this right with the land and with each other. It gives me great honor to celebrate with all of you, and this is the very first webinar to kick off a series of webinars throughout the year to celebrate CARE Center for Internationally Educated Nurses 20th anniversary. So this is our very first, as I said, and we start with reflection of a team. So basically, we're very honored that we have some of very devoted staff with us today, and I will introduce them momentarily. Next slide, please. Thank you. So CARE Center for Internationally Educated Nurses is founded in 2001, 20 years ago, as one of Ontario's first bridge training programs for internationally educated professionals to address the gaps in Ontario healthcare human resources strategy. So for those of us who were there at the time, you know that at that time we were in a very crisis situation in terms of getting enough nurses to look after our patients. And sadly, 20 years later, we are actually confronted with similar issues, particularly really badly impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. So we are basically seeing the same thing over again, and we are really needing all nurses to be nurses and not doing any other thing but back into nursing. So we are very fortunate that over the past 20 years, we are funded by the province of Ontario and the government of Canada. And last count, we have over 5,000 internationally educated nurses from over 100 countries that we have served. And of course, those included over 4,000 in Ontario and another 1,000 or so through our PRY4 program. At our 10th anniversary in 2011, we honor the late Joan Lastman for her dedication to diversity and supporting internationally educated nurses. So we established the Joan Lastman Award to recognize our member IENs for excellence. And to mark the anniversary of our 20th anniversary, we are very grateful to the McLean Foundation for donating 100 memberships free to our eligible IENs to celebrate with us. So I know that many of our new members actually have taken advantage of that. And so throughout the year, first come, first first come, first serve. So if you sign on with us, we still have this free membership available to you. Again, my gratefulness to the McKim Foundation for your donation and your support to IENs. My gratitude also go to our founders, whom you will hear in one of our webinars about the work, how they found Care Center. Thank you to our members, of course, and our partners in nursing, settlement, employment, and professional associations. And of course, the College of Nurses Ontario, our regulatory body to nursing, and many of other regulatory bodies, COSALAN, whom have worked very closely with us in the past 20 years. And my appreciations also go to commitment from our Ontario and federal founders, the Ministry of Labor, Training and Skill Development, as well as the IRCC for their tremendous support. And my heartfelt appreciation also to every member of my hardworking team at Care Center for Internationally Educated Nurses for your guidance to our members and also support IENs along the way. Their success is your success. And again, my gratefulness go to every one of my team. So to launch our 20th anniversary celebration activities, we have prepared for you, as I mentioned earlier, free webinars. So every month we will have a webinar with different topics. So everyone is welcome. I'd like all of you to extend the invitation to all your friends, family, colleagues, anyone that you think may be interested in knowing more about IENs and about Care Center to join us every month. So all the new update will be on our website and social media. We also have other activities as well, such as profiling many IENs who are success stories, and many others. So feel free to check our website, social media, and join us. Also, September 16 is the big day for the celebration. On that day, we will have graduation. So all the members completed our program, including those completed last year because of COVID-19, we're not able to hold the graduation. All of them will be invited, and we will also present the Zhong Lastman Award winner for this 20th anniversary winner to join in as well. So September 16 at 3 o'clock, please mark your calendar and join in the celebration. Without further ado, I'd like to take the opportunity to introduce team members who will be presenting the work at Care Center with me today. So reflection of a team panel. First is Ruth Wojcik, who is the professional practice lead. She will be sharing with us Care Center's origins, how it come about, and so on. And that will be followed by Lourdes Vicente, who is case manager and observational job sharing program lead. He will talk about the service provision over the years and beyond. And that will follow by Megan Wanko, program coordinator, pre-arrival supports and services. The past program, she will share with us a global pan-Canadian support to IENs through that program. Last but not least, Michelle Gordon, who is the case manager and professional development lead. Many of you will know her because she's been very close contact with all of you to help you attend and participate in some of those professional development activities that we offer to our clients and other IENs. She will be talking about commitment to lifetime learning through professional development. So without further ado, Ruth, the screen is yours.
To fully appreciate the history and origin of care, it's important to understand the political climate at the turn of the century. By the mid-1990s, the publicly funded healthcare system in Canada was experiencing major economic strains. In 1995, the newly elected Premier of Ontario quickly got to work implementing the Common Sense Revolution. This was a revolution based on fiscal accountability. The approach was swift and decisive, with cuts to education and healthcare funding, resulting in school and hospital closures. Shortly after assuming office, the government announced that several hundred nurses would be laid off due to cost cuts in the health sector. The government also implemented a series of hospital closures and amalgamations on the recommendations of the Health Services Restructuring Commission. It should also be noted that starting in 1993, a number of provinces cut enrollment opportunities in nursing schools as a result of fiscal restraint, fueled in part by the government's preoccupation with deficit reduction. The impact of these decisions began to be felt in the late 1990s, when fewer domestic nurses were graduating to fill the gap caused by the increasing demand for nursing services and an increasing number of nurses retiring. Fiscal restraint led to a loss of full-time positions with a subsequent casualization of the nursing workforce. Many RNs left Canada, and registration rates indicate that of the RNs who graduated between 1990 and 2000, only 79% were still registered in the year 2001. It is suspected that many ran to the United States, given the lack of full-time employment opportunities as a result of the fiscal restraint and restructuring. During the 1990s, Canada witnessed an outflow of approximately 27,000 RNs through permanent immigration to the United States. Sudden drops in employment, driven by cuts in funding, drove people away from nursing, resulting in a dangerous shortage in supply. To avoid problems throughout the healthcare system, the emerging nursing shortage needed to be addressed immediately. However, it was not until 1997 when the Canadian Nurses Association published a compelling report projecting a significant RN shortage by 2011 that the nursing crisis was finally officially acknowledged. Yet even then, it took several years to achieve general acceptance of this projected shortage by policymakers and to implement retention and recruitment recommendations such as flexible work hours, environments that enabled nurses to develop their clinical skills. Meanwhile, cuts to nursing positions continued, and an already aging nursing force continued to age. It was clear that Canada could not rely on a domestic supply of nurses to meet the ever-increasing demand. Since Canada was a destination country for international nurse migration, it became apparent that enhanced strategies needed to be developed to attract and integrate IENs into the Ontario healthcare system. However, in 2001, we noted that IENs who had settled in Ontario were failing their registration exams at a rate of almost 70%. With no supports for them to learn about the Canadian healthcare system, acquire occupation-specific language and communication skills, and have the resource materials and guidance to successfully prepare for the RN and RPN exam. What to do? Next slide, please. A steering committee of representatives from Wood Green and Kababayan Community Services, St. Michael's Hospital, and the Yihong Center for Geriatric Care formed to study solutions to the problem. Supported by the Maytree Foundation, the College of Nurses of Ontario, the professional associations, as well as the Provincial Nursing Union and the Ontario Nursing Secretariat, in 2001, birth was given to the Care Centre. By 2019, with an ever-growing array of available supports, the IEN pass rate grew from 30% to 69%. Approximately 2/3 of IENs who apply for licensure now enter the Canadian workforce. 12% of the nursing workforce in Canada is comprised of IENs, and in the very multicultural Greater Toronto Area, IENs make up more than 25% of the nursing staff. Next slide, please. Headquartered in Toronto, the provision of in-person services expanded to Windsor, London, Hamilton, Peel Region, and Kingston, with some online services across Ontario. But looking forward, what did the future look like? Dedicated to providing services in spite of the global pandemic, CARE enthusiastically embraced technology, adapting case management services as well as courses and workshops for virtual delivery. 2019 marked the launch of a series of podcasts and the expansion of a comprehensive webcast library. Next slide, please. As Ruth mentioned in her introduction, over 5,000 nurses from over 100 countries have accessed the services and supports since the CARE organization was founded in 2001. And you can see from this map, the blue dots indicate the concentration of CARE members across the province of Ontario. Based on the core values of respect, honesty, accountability, professionalism, confidentiality, teamwork, and compassion, CARE Centre is committed to providing accessible, exemplary service in all program areas to assist internationally educated nurses to successfully enter the nursing profession in Ontario. I'd now like to turn the presentation over to my colleague, Megan.
Oh, actually, it's next.
Sorry. I'd like to turn it over to Lourdes. You'll have to wait to hear from Megan.
Thank you, Ruth. Hello, everyone. I'm Lourdes Vicena, Case Manager and the Observational Job Shadowing Lead at CARE Centre. CARE Centre has grown over the years. Since the beginning, our program supported IENs in Ontario, and as we expanded, we added a pre-arrival support services program in 2016, known as the PASS program. To differentiate the two main programs, in 2019, we named the original program as STARS. STARS stands for Services, Training, and Access to Regulated Employment Services. As you can see on the screen, the CARE Centre case management model reflects the support and services we offer to our STARS program participants. Over the years, the need of internationally educated nurses become more challenging, complex, and it kept on changing as dictated by changes in assessment and regulatory body, courses availability from educational institutions, access to resources, and other factors beyond the control of the IENs. IENs needed support not only in their CNO application, exam preparation, CNO registration, employment support, but also in their day-to-day needs such as in housing, daycare, community integration, just to name a few. We need to provide a holistic and client-centered approach. Our IENs has to meet these needs in order to move forward, and with the help of our community partners, we are able to refer them to the right resources. Thank you to all our community partners for your continuous collaboration and support. When helping IENs, we need to be aware of the changes that could affect their registration process. We need to constantly update our information in order to provide correct information. This is crucial in case management. Establishing an individual and specific action plan with the IEN plays a vital role as it gives the IENs direction on how to prepare themselves and empower the IENs to achieve their nursing career goals. However, case management is not just information sharing, creating tasks, establishing an action plan, but to establish rapport and to really get to know our IENs so that we can recognize their strengths, capabilities, their potentials, and their dreams. It's motivating and encouraging IENs to do better, to aim high, and to continue to grow professionally. As we always say to IENs, with hard work and determination, sky's the limit when it comes to possibilities of what you could achieve. This gives them hope. We want our IENs to enter the workforce competent, confident, happy, and eager to start their nursing career. Over the years, we've been fortunate and continue to have talented and passionate case managers. We have hired case managers with different expertise and experiences, such as social workers, educators, career and employment counselors, and of course, nurses. We've also started hiring our own CARE Centre alumni graduates as they have lived experience. Having a pool of talented staff helps us to deliver an effective program. As one IEN stated, CARE Centre provide exemplary support to IENs that help us believe in ourselves that we can make it. It gives us a roadmap and option to choose the pathway that we should take. It is a commitment to excellence. At Care Center, we also support other nursing students through providing placements. It gives Care Center an opportunity to provide mentorship, especially for nursing students who are eager to contribute and learn more about IENs. STAR's case management is the heart of Care Center and will continue to be an integral part in supporting our IENs in the years to come. Next slide, please. Within the STARS program, an IEN can participate in our observational job shadowing program. This program was originally called Professional Partnership Program, or PPP. And when the program expanded in 2009, the name was later changed to Observational Job Shadowing. The name has been changed to better reflect the role of IENs when participating in the program at the healthcare facility. The OJS is a unique learning experience, and through collaborative arrangement with a variety of healthcare organizations, our IENs are partnered with an expert nurse to observe firsthand the nursing profession in Ontario. OJS is strictly observational with no direct hands-on patient care. It aims to increase the IEN's understanding of the role and scope of practice of a nurse in a particular healthcare setting and better acquaint them with the language and culture of the Canadian workplace. Our partner organizations include hospitals, home care community, and long-term care facilities. The placement typically ranges from 3 to 4 shifts. Due to the recent COVID-19 pandemic, we introduced virtual mentoring in lieu of the OJS placement. Instead of going to the facility, the interaction between the expert nurse and IENs are done virtually, either by Zoom or by Zoom meetings. As you can see on the photo, an actual client and expert nurse who are both Care Center members participate in a Zoom call. The time commitment is 3 to 4 meetings within a month, and it's a great opportunity for IENs to ask questions to an expert nurse and learn from them. We will continue to offer the virtual mentoring to our IENs post-COVID-19 pandemic to give them options and continue to reach out to all our IENs in various locations. Next slide, please. Care Center is grateful to the many employer partners who have participated in our OJS program in the years since its inception, as well to our newer partners eager to support and offer opportunities to our members for workplace exposure and experience. Currently, we have 16 employer partners, and we are looking forward to continue to develop more partnerships in the years to come. In behalf of Care Center, thank you very much to all our employer partners, student placement coordinators for your patience with me, and also to all our expert nurses for volunteering your time and supporting our IENs. When setting up placements, I've come to know that some of the expert nurses were OJS program participants at Care Center in the past. Now they are expert nurses. When asked why you're volunteering to be an expert nurse, most of them would say that they want to give back. They wanted to help their fellow IENs, and they are now in a position to help and support them. They know how challenging it is to start a career as an IEN. It is heartwarming. Again, to all our OJS partners and expert nurses, we are grateful to all of you. You're all IEN champions. Next slide, please. Aside from other STAR services like language and communication courses, exam preparation, INCAP OSCE preparation, and professional development courses, here are some of the activities that our IENs can participate in. It's important for us to engage our IENs not only on activities to update their nursing knowledge and skills, but activities to expand their networking opportunities, celebrate their accomplishments, showcase their expertise, and also have fun and feel that they belong, that Care Center is their family. Next slide. Yearly, we have graduation ceremonies to celebrate the success of our IENs. As you can see, the first ever graduation photo back in 2002. Maybe you can go back to the previous one, please. Thank you. We have done silent auctions as well during this graduation ceremony. We also coordinated alumni get-together. We have organized successful Care Center IEN conference in Toronto to support the new IENs in information sharing, mentoring, networking opportunities, also an opportunity for our Care Center alumni members to share the expertise by facilitating workshops. It was a proud moment to see our own Care Center IENs excel in their field of specialization and now are making difference in their workplace and in their community. We've also started the Joan Lessman Award for IENs. As you can see in the photo, was our first ever IEN awardee, Loy Asheri, who later became one of the case managers. The Joan Lesman Award was launched during our 10th year anniversary back in 2011. Loy wanted to extend her best wishes and congratulate to CARE as she's not able to join us today. Next slide, please. Aside from other of the activities, we also organize family picnics. We have yearly CARE Center and staff holiday celebrations as well. And as you can see on our photo, this year we just done it through via Zoom due to the pandemic. Next slide, please. Next slide. We organized get-togethers such as open house, and in the past, cultural presentations were held to represent our IANS heritage and culture. We celebrate Nursing Week every year. We had in-person get-together with speakers, and last year we started featuring our IANS on our website, highlighting our frontline workers. As you can see on the photo, they are our heroes, and we wanted to put a spotlight on them. Please feel free to check our website, and there you can see some of the success stories of our members. Next slide. We are grateful to be able to touch the lives of thousands of IANs for the last 20 years. We know that when we touch an IAN's life, we also make an impact on the lives of their loved ones. Helping one person won't change the world, but it could change the world for that one person. Thank you very much. And now we have Megan to talk about the PASS program.
Great, thank you, Lourdes. So PASS is CARE Center's newest program. We're funded federally by Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada. And IRCC issued the call for proposals in 2015. So after a few months of preparation and lead up time, our program launched in January of 2016. And there was a real onus on providing pre-arrival services because of the federal recognition of the need to prepare new Canadians, including those in regulated professions, for settlement and their career paths in Canada. So it was a real team effort. CARE Center staff and our professional practice lead, Ruth, assisted in creating our webinar content. And we actually had an original webinar roster of only 6 topics. And of course, that's vastly expanded over the years. Early on, we developed the mentorship component, which was created in collaboration with the Canadian Nurses Association. And it took a few months of hard work to get this part of PASS created, many meetings with the CNA to work out the procedural details and structure. And the CNA has been a wonderful and valued partner, and they actually put out a nationwide recruitment call for interested mentors, including a particular focus on bringing retired nurses back into the fold. So it was a bit of a slower launch in those early days in Jan of 2016. It quickly built up. In fact, in our first 2 years of PASS program implementation, we actually doubled our target numbers. So PASS is one of 16 pre-arrival programs currently. It is the only IRCC-funded pan-Canadian pre-arrival program for nurses. Our programming is built up to 11 live monthly webinars with frequent access to numerous guest webinars, for example, including with the Canadian Association for Rural and Remote Nurses, and the Canadian Armed Forces. PASS participants also benefit immensely from access to CARE Center's professional development trainings on, for example, HIV/AIDS, epilepsy, cannabis care. PASS also offers 2 levels of online asynchronous English language nursing communication courses, both taking around 36 to 38 hours to complete. And I'm very excited that we just recently launched our Indigenous health webinars. So this slide contains a list of the 11 live webinars that PASS staff facilitate monthly, with topics, as you can see, ranging from navigating the nursing assessment process, nursing in Canada, regulation, rules and scope of practice, an overview of the Canadian labor market and nursing demographics, up to professional writing for nurses and how to utilize transferable skills to access temporary non-licensed healthcare jobs while they're meeting their regulatory requirements. Past mentorship has been a wonderful component. After the orientation and mentor and mentee webinars, mentors are introduced to mentees who are destined for Canada through direct online interaction, which is largely done over email or Skype. Mentors have been crucial clinical and professional resources. This has been a wonderful programming, not just for insight into different settings, but also for networking purposes and just identification of opportunities in destination provinces. And our wonderful mentors from across the country, all different clinical backgrounds, some of them Canadian educated, some of them internationally educated. They're able to provide IEN mentees with the spoken interactive guidance that it's really cannot be found in textbooks. And because not every past participant has time or inclination to access an individual mentorship connection, it's also really common practice over the last couple of years for our mentors to be in attendance at our group webinars, so people can have access to them in that way as well prior to arrival. And we've got pictures on the screen of our some of our wonderful mentors and mentees who have participated in PASS over the years. As you can tell from this map, nurses in PASS hail from all over the world. The top source countries of current enrollment would be the Philippines, Nigeria, England, India, China, and the United States. But as you can tell, really, past participants come from everywhere. So just to quickly go over the program eligibility, along with being overseas outside of Canada, it's pretty wide eligibility to join PASS. One does have to be a nurse. As I mentioned, we're the only pan-Canadian program specifically focused on assisting nurses. So we need to see proof of graduation from a recognized nursing school or a letter of nursing employment. We also need to see proof of permanent immigration. So a letter of immigration confirmation showing that the individual is migrating to Canada on a permanent resident status. I've included the registration link on this slide, and I would encourage anybody to reach out for more information at the email at the bottom of this slide. And these are just a very small sample of indicative quotes that we've collected over the years that show how participants have benefited from participation in PASS. Just to read one out, I would like to extend my gratitude and appreciation for all of the help you and the whole staff had extended me before my arrival. Migrating to Canada was never easy. It entails a lot of adjustments, finances, and sacrifices. But through your efforts and the initiatives set by PASS, these periods of stress were lessened to a great deal, and I thank you very much. Hoping to pay this forward to all aspiring nurses and immigrants in the future. So I would like to pass the presentation over to our professional development lead, Michelle Gordon.
Thank you, Megan. As Megan indicated, I am the professional development lead at CARE, and I'm also one of the CARE case managers. Next slide, please. At CARE, we have several ways in which our clients can access professional development. We have workshops. We have courses that their focus is on language and communication, exam preparation courses, their employer, ways to collaborate with employers. We have an online learning management system that's called CoursePark, and we also provide professional development by offering webinars to our clients. And I'll expand on each of these areas. We started, very humbly, close to the beginning, around, say, 2001. We started off by offering about 4 workshops on technology, on wound care, CPR first aid, and an employment workshop. Since then, we've expanded. So as of last year, 2020, we offered up to 58 workshops, and they covered a variety of topics, including the Alzheimer dementia workshop. We also focused on the nurses' professional development, where we offered a webinar on how to develop their careers. We offered information on Indigenous health, CPR, again, wound care, IV therapy, and of course, just to name a few, because as I said before, we offered 58 different workshops. In 2012, CARE conducted independent research in order to find out what are the unique employment needs of our newcomer nurses. As a result of this workshop, as a result of this research, a specialized employment workshop was developed. It consisted of 4 days and covered topics such as how to write your resume and cover letter, how to prepare for the interview itself, and we even offered mock interviews with some volunteers from St. Mike's and Sunnybrook, that came in and interviewed our clients in a real life environment and also gave them some very valuable feedback. We also included LinkedIn, a workshop on LinkedIn, because clients also need to know how to enhance clients need to know how to enhance their job search skills. And so we offered a workshop on how to use it efficiently. Language and communication is an extremely important component of the nurse's development. In order to meet the registration requirements from the College of Nurses of Ontario, nurses are required to pass what's called a CELBEN. The CELBEN means Canadian English Language Benchmark Assessment for Nurses. And we have a preparation course available at CARE. We've also recently introduced some communication strategies courses, which can also be useful in helping the client develop and prepare for the CELBEN prep, but they are focusing on the different skill sets, so listening, writing, speaking, and reading. So the client could take all the courses, or if there's a specific area of weakness, then they can concentrate on that particular area. The RPN exam preparation and review outline is another course that we offer to our clients to help them to be successful in writing the RPN exam. And here we cover the CPNRE competencies. We make sure that clients have a deep understanding of this, and also the Canadian nursing culture and what the roles and responsibilities are. And of course, due to COVID, this course is offered online. So clients can use, their smartphone, a tablet, or a computer to access this online course. We're fortunate enough that we've had some organizations reach out to us wanting to possibly hire some of our internationally educated nurses. From the list, you can see that we've had collaborations with CAMH, Cornwall Community Hospital, the Ministry of Solicitor General, UHN, North York General Hospital, Sienna Living, and William Osler. This list is not exhaustive, but I just wanted to highlight the ones that we're working with currently. When an individual becomes a member of CARE, they are given a 1-year access free to CourseSpark. CourseSpark is an online learning network that's specific for nursing. And they offer regulatory and leadership programs, as well as a variety of clinical titles. So there's information on med-surg, cardiology, critical care. There are also courses that cover soft skills, leadership, conflict resolution. So it consists of 182 courses, which the client has access to, as I said before, for free for 1 full year. And all of these courses are endorsed by the Canadian Nurses Association and are recognized as continuing education credits. So of course, will look really well on a client's resume. The last category that I'll highlight are webinars. Webinars are typically about an hour, and they highlight certain trends or activities or relevant healthcare information that our clients should be aware of. So we've had the pleasure of listening to Michael Villeneuve, who's the CEO of the Canadian Nurses Association, talk about the challenges and trends in nursing. And we've had Keith Hansen from Unity Health speaking to us about the legalization of cannabis. And Maury Kroc, who's also from Unity Health, spoke to our clients about how to support patients who are consumers of cannabis. So nurses, as you heard before, our Executive Director, Ruth Lee, said in the beginning of her presentation that they're in demand. There is a shortage. And we're at CARE are here to support the IENs so that they can make the valuable contribution to the workplace. They bring with them a whole wealth of experience and knowledge about nursing, and they are willing and able to fill the gaps that are present in our healthcare system. We've had clients that are working, in long-term care, giving care to elderly clients. We have a nurse that's currently on the CNO board, working to enact change. We have had clients that are director of cares at long-term care facilities, and even couple of clients now that are faculty members at one of our local universities here in Ontario. So as I said, they have a wealth of knowledge and a wealth of experience. So in closing, I want to say thank you very much for everyone who joined us in our webinar, the launch of our webinar series, in fact, today. And a copy of this recording will be available on our website, which is carefornurses.org. And it would be wonderful if you share this webinar with your colleagues and friends and let them know about the great work that we're doing here at CARE. Our next webinar will be on March 24th at 1 p.m. So make sure you mark that on your calendars, as we'll be hearing from our board of directors what their challenges and successes have been over the years. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day.